before. But we weren't able to do that, unfortunately, because of the UFC overrunning. The main event of the UFC going all 5 rounds. That going 25 minutes. And as a result, it means that we are starting half an hour before. Not that I think that's a problem. We've got quite a bit to talk about. We're going to need to jump into it to cover everything. I am quite happy to talk about whatever you want to talk about. If you want to talk WWE, if there are news and rumors, then we can go through that. If you want to talk AEW, we can talk about that. I am happy to go wherever. But let's just do a quick preview. I must admit, I am finding it, right? They used to do a really good graphic that told you all of the matches that you can expect. And they've stopped doing it, and I find that really annoying. I used to think that was something that AEW did really, really well. They used to do one tweet that had all the graphics in of all the matches that they had announced. Now they spread them out all over the place. So I don't have that tweet anymore. It's just such a simple little thing that I thought worked really well, and it's a shame that they've got rid of it. But there is a tweet here that I think has got as much information on as there could be something missing. I'll read it. We're getting Dustin Rhodes against Bryan Danielson. That is in the World Title Eliminator. We're getting Lance Archer taking on Eddie Kingston. That's in the World Title Eliminator tournament as well. We're getting Malachi Black taking on Cody Rhodes 3. So we've got that tonight. And we've got Penelope Ford taking on Ruby Soho. That is the TBS Women's Championship match round 1. So we've got that. Then we're also getting Jungle Boy versus Brandon Cutler. So we've got that as well. I don't know what this college football pre-game thing is. There's graphics for some college football pre-game thing to do with tonight. I don't really get what that means. So we've got that. There's a little... we're seeing that Leo Rush is around as well. And we've got Anthony Green against Bobby Fish. So Anthony Green versus Bobby Fish. That's another one that we've got. I don't know if there's anything else that's been announced. But that's everything from that tweet. So those are the matches that we've got tonight. It looks all right. As long as we get to see Armed Anderson, I don't care. Honestly, I'll take 2 hours of Brandy Rhodes as long as we get Armed Anderson at some point with his Glock. So, that was brilliant. That was great on last night when he came out and did the old... Stand for that. So hopefully we get to see that again. Have they done an Armed Anderson or him with the Glock t-shirt yet on AEW Shop? Surely, would they? I don't know if that's the kind of thing you'd want to promote. I don't know. I don't know if they would go that way. I'll have a look. I'm going to go on AEW Shop right now. AEW Shop. Come on, don't let me down. Give me an Armed Anderson t-shirt. Colt Cabana, FTR. CM Punk. Who wants a CM Punk shirt? No one wants a CM Punk shirt. New arrivals. That's what I want. Show me the new stuff. Colt Cabana, FTR, Ruby Soho, Kenny Omega. Boring. Kip Sabian. Who cares? Joey Janela, QT Marshall. Listen, you are missing out on serious money. Serious money if you are not cashing in on Armed Anderson. So, unfortunately, it doesn't seem like they are. Imagine if you could get an Armed Anderson replica pistol. That would be amazing. A replica Glock. That would be amazing. I want an Armed Anderson action figure. Yeah. Arn Anderson doing that was bad taste, says Sean. Why? Because of gun things. Is it any different to, like, films? You see him in films, don't you? So, I don't know. suppose you could see an argument for it. And certainly right now, what with that awful news about Alec Baldwin. But I don't know. Maybe as a result of that, they might tone it down a little bit at the moment. Daniel says, I don't know how much more of the Charlotte situation that you saw, but Vince wasn't happy that she didn't come and talk to him at Gorilla. She is at AEW tonight with Andrade. Okay. James Chadwick said, Days, I finished on 581330. I thought you was giving me your phone number then. Days, I finished on, jot this down, 58133. Call me, big boy. Not bad for a first go. Not bad for a first go at all. James Chadwick, well done to you. I don't know what that means, though. 330 points. What's 5? Oh, 5 right, 8 wrong, and a draw. And you got 3. Okay, I've got it now. I've decoded it. You got to remember, it's late, man. It's late. You got to remember it's late. We need an Armed Anderson Ultimate Edition figure. Febin said, a question. Which is the only kiss in wrestling which won't end up getting millions of views? Is there an answer? Is there a correct answer? I don't know. I would say, you know, when Vince did the kiss my, I'm going to use the word backside, kiss my backside club, yeah, and he dropped down his trousers. Like, I would like to think that wouldn't result in millions of views, but I've got a feeling that it would. So, what's the only kiss in wrestling that won't get millions? Is the correct answer Sunny Kiss? Is that where you're going, Febin? I'm not sure. Sunny Kiss. Nice. Nice. Would it be a real fight at Survivor Series? What are we talking about? What's going on? What do you think about Dynamite going back to Wednesdays? I can't flipping wait. Because last week, it's Days, the answer was Sunny Kiss. Very good. Very good. I was trying to give you a real answer. I suppose that's a real answer as well. Yeah, I can't wait for it to go back to Wednesdays. It clashed last week. What did it clash with? Clashed with something last week. I can't remember. Was it UFC? Was it on at the same time as UFC? Might have been. And this week, thankfully, UFC has finished, so it doesn't clash with it. So we can watch it. But, God, yeah. Saturday nights are just a no-go for me. Saturdays are a no-go for me. We have Premier League in the day and we have UFC on the night. So if all wrestling companies could just stay away from Saturdays, it does not work for me. WWE are determined to bring in, like, Royal Rumble and everything on a Saturday. Like, stop it. Stop it now. Right? Because I'm busy on a Saturday. It does not work for me. It did clash with UFC. Did you hear about Jim Ross? I did. Yeah, genuinely gutted. Of course I am. I sent a little tweet out earlier about it, and it's just awful, isn't it? I mean, I think James mentioned to me, I think it was James that said that he'd had a scare, and like a few days ago, actually, and so it looked like that was it, and it was like, brilliant, well, I'm glad it's just a scare. And so today, this news has really come out of nowhere. I don't know what's happened, because I was under the impression that he'd been checked over, and turns out he got the all clear. Well, I don't know what's happened now. So I just hope that, you know, they can treat it, and obviously just want him to be. He's been through a lot, man. He lost his wife, and you know, he's like having to live kind of. I mean, like at that age when you lose your wife that you've been with so long, Jan, you're having to kind of like, you know, learn how to be on your own and all this. And, you know, I've been listening to his podcast, and he's bought a little place, I think in Jacksonville, because obviously they were filming a lot there. So he's bought a place there, and you know, he's, you know, keeping busy with AEW, and he's got his Source business that's doing well for him and everything. And, you know, he's just talking about how, you know, he's got a bit of a different life now, and it's, I don't know that he's moved on or anything like this, but kind of, you don't need this now, do you? You don't need, like, well, no one needs it, but I genuinely feel really sorry for him. I'm not just like saying it. I genuinely do. So hopefully he can get like the treatment that he needs, and that AEW will look after him. And I mean, I'm sure he could if he's struggling for money for the treatment, whatever. I'm sure Vince would give it him. Vince has always been good with stuff like that, but I think AEW will look after him anyway. So I think he'll get the best treatment he can, and hopefully everything's going to be all right. Vishnu said, I feel bad for JR. I hope he gets better ASAP. Days, if Liverpool smash United 4-0, do you think Ollie will still escape the sack? Yes, I do. I don't think that a loss to Liverpool will result in Ollie being sacked. 4-0, 5-0. I don't think that's a problem. I think the United board probably are expecting a loss, to be honest. I would imagine that if we lose, it's not going to be the biggest surprise. They will be disappointed, and they will want answers from Ollie as to how do we get closer, because, we've gone and got Varane, who won't be playing, or at least I don't think so. They've gone and got Ronaldo, they've gone and got Sancho. They've invested a load of money over the past few summers. So if United do lose, the question will be, what's the missing parts? I mean, the answer is midfielders. Like, we all know the answer. But he should have enough now to be competitive for the league. And he should have enough now to, give it a real good go. But if he gets thumped, then no, I don't think that would be enough at the moment. They've been in a bad little run of form right now. So they got the win against Atalanta during the week. That was huge. That was huge in the Champions League. Champions League is really important. Really important. Realistically, we won't win the Champions League, but the further you can go, the more money you get. And the money is considerable. So you've got to get out the group. You've ideally got to be getting to like the semi-finals and the final, get some serious money. So I think that was very important. I think that has bought him some favours. Had he have lost that and lost to Liverpool, I still don't think he would have been sacked. But it'd be a long way back for him. Let's put it that way. It'd be a difficult one to turn around. But he won on Wednesday, so I think he's got a bit of wiggle room at the moment. Do you think launching Rampage was a mistake, as he should be fully concentrated on Dynamite? No. I think Dynamite, their record high is 1.4, and they haven't beaten that. That was their debut episode, I believe, and they haven't beaten it. So you could actually make an argument that there's not much Tony can do to beat that 1.4. Now, obviously, it's dangerous to subscribe to that point of view, but realistically, there's probably not much he can do. I mean, he has tried a lot. Over the past couple of years, he's tried a lot. Yeah, he's tried all the booking that he wants to do. He's brought in, like, lots of big names. We've got Adam Cole. We've got Daniel Bryan. We've done special shows. We've done special shows in special venues. We've done big, like, pay-per-view type shows on a Wednesday. We've had CM Punk wrestle. There's lots of things that we've tried on Dynamite, and it still can't break that 1.4. So he could keep trying, but there's no guarantee that he's going to get anywhere or break that 1.4. So I can't say I blame him for taking the opportunity to start a secondary show, which might just reach a different audience, different fan base. It's on a different night. Obviously, it's going to be on a different channel. In a way, they had to do that second show because Dynamite... Is it Dynamite that moves to TBS? I think Dynamite actually moves channel. So that means that on TNT, the only thing you're going to have is Rampage. So you don't want to be dropping that last minute. You want it to be really established, and you want people to know that it's there. You know, this is our time slot. If you want to watch it on TNT, it's on a Friday night, and it's at this time. If you want to watch it Dynamite, well, that's just moved to TBS. So I think that, he's going to be on 2 different channels now. So I think he had to take Dynamite, Rampage. Honestly, I think if someone's going to offer you another show that's going to be more ad income, like, you'd be foolish to turn that down. So, no, I don't blame him for that at all. News has come out from a reliable source that Antonio Conte wants the job and is likely to get it if Ollie doesn't win against Liverpool. Okay, we'll see. I don't think he will be fired. And I have heard that Antonio Conte is interested. That definitely will add pressure because the United board will have a little look at that. They'll be interested in that. But we went through this with Pochettino. Pochettino was rumoured to be interested. And we went through this with Poch, where Ollie's got to do this, Ollie's got to do that. Otherwise, Poch is going to come in and take the job. And it didn't play out that way. So I'm not saying that it won't. I'm just saying that I'll believe it when I see it. I don't think if he loses to Liverpool that he'll be out of a job. Did you hear that Impact and AEW relationship's going to end? Yes, I think it was James again that mentioned it. James said that it's coming to an end. Has anyone heard as to why it's coming to an end? It's a weird one, that one. Because actually, I would imagine that Vince will be quite chuffed at that news. Because you've got to think that together, they were maybe quite capable. I mean, could you imagine if Impact had invaded AEW? Why did they never do that? Why did they never do that? Why did Impact not invade AEW? Just start trashing everything. Do you know what I mean? Just start setting things on fire and just like really trashing everything. Imagine the scenes, like, and the GIFs and everything playing out on Twitter. It just seemed like a no-brainer. I think it's what we all expected when this was announced about 12 months ago, that they were going to be working together, and we heard the rumours that there was going to be crossover. I was expecting a big pay-per-view, AEW versus Impact. The crossover, or whatever it might be. All-out war. And we never got it. We just had, like, Omega go over to Impact, and we had Christian winning the Impact title, and Good Brothers coming over, and I don't know. I was waiting for it to explode and for it to all kick off. So the fact that they're now winding it down, if I'm Vince, I'd probably look at that and think, fair play. There's a big storyline that they could have done that they haven't done. So I mean, that can only be a positive thing. Maybe not for Impact, but I think James was saying perhaps Impact were getting a bit fed up because I don't think it was really working for them. I can totally see that. I can totally understand Impact getting a bit frustrated because what did they get from it? I suppose it got their name out there a little bit. I suppose it did bring viewers to them when Kenny was over there, but are they going to get viewers tonight because Christian's there? I don't know. It's clearly a strained relationship. It's clearly not working for one of the parties, but I don't know which one. Jennifer, shout out to you, says, just a quick hello from your nemesis and myself. Jennifer, shout out to you. And Lorelei Lockhart, my arch nemesis, who I think is actually pretty cool, but don't tell her. I hope you are both well on this. Well, not Lorelei, but hope you are both well. Matt Davis, shout out to you, buds. Esteban said, Impact should have invaded in masks with chainsaws and trashed the ring. Gone full on retribution. Matt Davis, appreciate the support, buddy. Jason said, is this how they set up the invasion angle? Well, look, if it goes that way, that will be cool. If we do finally get it, that would be cool. But, I don't know. No, I'm not going to get my hopes up for it. Impact should have invaded wearing masks. Do you think AEW will ever do a UK tour? BDB 1912. Yes, I do. They had plans to do it before the pandemic hit. And they've spoken quite a few times about how they love the UK and love their UK fans and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, they are very interested in UK. UK is a big market for them. I mean, the UK is a very passionate pro wrestling fan base. And I know that when WWE used to come over back in, like, the 90s in particular, I think the early 2000s, I don't know if it's still the case now, but certainly the 90s and the 2000s, the UK was one of their best fan bases for selling out shows. They could do tours all over the UK and sell out all the venues. And they were struggling to sell out venues in America at the time. But over in the UK, it was brilliant. It's just a license to print money. Like, merch sales were incredible. Ticket sales were incredible. Just the UK just couldn't get enough of WWF back in the 90s. And I think the early 2000s as well. And that kind of comes across when you watch things like The Plane Ride from Hell. And the fact that, all the house shows are full and, the wrestlers having a good time. And that good time kind of carried over to the plane ride back and blah, 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 blah. So it's a big, important market. And it's definitely one that AEW want to make sure that they've got a good foothold in. So, yeah, they'll definitely do a tour. James Chadwick says Tony wants to do an AEW show at Craven Cottage, which is the home of Fulham Football Club. So that is a stadium that would look good. That would look good. And it's not the biggest of stadiums, so it's going to be like an outdoor arena, really. I don't know what it can hold, but my guess would be about 20-odd thousand. So that would actually work really well. I think you could put on a really big show at Craven Cottage. Be a bit like the Arthur Ashe thing, but from London. I think it's right on the Thames as well. So it would look really cool. Are you surprised that Sky Sports haven't tried to get a deal with AEW for Dynamite? Never really thought about it, to be honest, but that would have been interesting, wouldn't it? That would have been big distribution for AEW. At the moment, it's on Fight TV, and there's some sort of arrangement on ITV, but I don't think the ITV deal is that great, and I don't even know if it still exists. But I mean, I was seeing it late at night on ITV, which is our third biggest channel. Every house has got ITV in the UK, but the time slot was not good. And I think it might have been on at a decent time on like ITV4, but ain't no one watching ITV4. So I think that they need to get it a bit more in the public eye over here in the UK. But that's the same as in America as well. I mean, it's on TNT, it's on TBS. They're not bad networks, but they're just not where they should be, really. They need to get onto bigger stations. Brony said CM Punk's prestige is going down a bit. I feel like they've overused him a little. Hasib said, when CM Punk actually get into a feud? Oh, I'm sure it'll happen. I don't know who it'll be with. I would imagine someone like MJF. But, we're waiting to see, what that will be for CM Punk. That'll be a big moment if they can tell that story right. At the moment, he's just doing one-off little matches to get himself back up to speed, isn't he? Once he's ready to put on some killer matches, and he feels like his fitness is back and maybe the ring rust has gone, then, we could see some good stories. Didn't the Khans buy Wembley? No, I think Daddy Khan wanted to, but couldn't. Does AEW sell out arenas they go to? I think they do. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they do. In America, yeah. I don't know if they completely sell them out, but I think they are. Whenever I look online, AEW fans love to point out the fact they do a better job of it than WWE. So I believe their ticket sales are actually quite strong. 5 minutes to go. Yeah, we're into the final 5. Even if Charlotte joins AEW, do you think she moves the dial? I think Charlotte moves the dial. I think Charlotte would have an impact, yes. I think straight away she legitimizes that women's division. I think that she is a big star. She's one of the 4 horsewomen. I think she's one of WWE's big names. I don't think WWE would want to lose Charlotte. Will Charlotte go to AEW? I could see it. And I think Vince must think as well that he could see it. Because, I mean, Ric Flair's gone. Andrade's gone. Charlotte's clearly not happy. She's in a relationship with Andrade. And, I'd imagine that she'd want to spend more time with him. And clearly her relationship with Becky has broken down. So, I mean, honestly, you put all the pieces together and... yeah, I could see her going. The only thing I would say is I think Charlotte is quite clever and knows as well, though, that right now WWE has got the biggest reach. So right now, this is the best way to, expose her brand, brand Charlotte, the Charlotte brand, to as many people as possible. I mean, Charlotte can, reach out and, her Instagram posts are going to reach more people than if she's on AEW. Her tweets are going to get to more people. YouTube videos are going to reach more people because of the fact that, WWE has got that global reach and is on a bigger network, is seen by more people. So as a result, she's just going to make more money as well. I mean, maybe Khan would be able to give her a very good contract, something that's close to what WWE are offering, but actually her as a wrestler and how big she feels as a superstar, you've got to think she would feel bigger in WWE right now. I'm not saying long term. I know there'll be a lot of AEW fans that might disagree, but long term, who knows where AEW can get, but I don't even think the most hardcore of AEW fan right now would try and say that AEW is as big as WWE right now. So right now, it makes more sense for her to be with WWE. Once AEW's got a little bit closer or they've got a better TV deal, then maybe she'd be, you know what I mean? I mean, it's not all about money, and it's not all about fame. So if she was willing to take a step down, maybe in both areas, she might not have to with the money, but certainly with the spotlight, so that she could be with Andrade and whatever, then maybe she would be open to going to AEW sooner rather than later. But I do think there's a bit more to it than, do you know what I mean? I'm going to AEW now. I don't even know when the contract's up, actually. I mean, that's another thing. A contract might be for another couple of years. I have no idea. So I wouldn't get too carried away until we find out some more details. If her contract's up end of the year, then yeah, sure, start getting carried away, because there's a chance that she might be leaving. But her contract might not be up till like 2023. So Jensen said, I don't want any of the horsewomen to leave WWE. They are the leaders of the women's division, and I love watching them as champions. I can't wait for Kevin Owens to leave, says Hasib. He is underutilized. He was so good when he made his debut as the prize fighter in his feud with Cena. I want that Kevin Owens back. Yeah, that Kevin Owens was more like Kevin Steen. That Kevin Owens is the Kevin Owens that I think people do want. And I think that's the Kevin Owens you would probably get in AEW, to be honest. Airflow said, I could see a lot of WWE wrestlers leaving for AEW whenever their contracts end. Cheese Whiz says, it's time. I've still got 10 seconds. It's time. What AEW show is on tonight? It's Dynamite tonight. What are your thoughts on Goldberg saying at Crown Jewel after the match that he's coming for Big E's title? Well, I mean, he can have the match, but he'll lose. So it'll just be someone for Big E to get a win against. They did it when Drew was champion. They did it when Bobby was champion. So would it be the biggest surprise if they did it when Big E is champion? Right, we are live with we are in Orlando, Florida at the Edition Financial Arena. And we got Malachi Black taking on Cody Rhodes 3. Sting gives an update on Darby Allin. Anthony Green takes on Bobby Fish. Lance Archer takes on Eddie Kingston. Penelope Ford takes on Ruby Soho. Jungle Boy takes on Brandon Cutler. There's a lot lined up here. But up next, Dustin Rhodes takes on Bryan Danielson. It's still the UCF arena to me, says Esteban. Right, well, here we go. Bryan Danielson making his way down. It's Bryan Danielson against Dustin Rhodes. Dun, 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 dun. Bryan Danielson versus Dustin Rhodes. I would imagine that Daniel Bryan and Goldust probably faced each other quite a few times in WWE. It is fun that this feels very different. Dustin Rhodes for the upset, says Reckless Ghost. I'm still calling him Daniel Bryan, says Chronix Effect. Don't be surprised if WWE cut Charlotte. Lots of heat, and they've shown they will cut top card talent. I don't know. I don't know that they will, to be honest. I think they see Charlotte as a real dial mover. I think, for whatever reason, like Braun and Bray, they sold merch, but we know that Vince will put up with people that are difficult to work with, because he put up with the Ultimate Warrior, and he kept bringing the Ultimate Warrior back. But there must be some numbers to suggest to Vince, rightfully or wrongfully, that those two weren't moving the dial as much as what he wanted. I have no idea if Charlotte moves the dial as much as what he wants. But, look, if he wanted to lose Charlotte, he could have lost her. You know, when he was making cuts and everything, he could have done it. So I'd have to think that he doesn't want to lose her. So, I don't know. She's a Flair. I think the Flair name definitely carries money, and I think the Flair name means something. And, I don't think he'd want to lose that. I think she legitimizes the women's division, and she's been used in, like, main events a lot. She's multiple-time world champion. I think he definitely sees money in Charlotte. Even though she's never been the top merch seller like Bray was. But I have no idea how her segments do. Daniel Bryan, or Bryan Danielson, sticking his hand out and shakes the hand of Dustin Rhodes. Why do we love to see Vince versus Tony in a match? Who would win? I wouldn't want to see that. Vince would win. But I wouldn't want to see it. I just saw that David Beckham will be unveiled as the face of the Qatar World Cup, pocketing 150 million. Ah, that famous Qatari football player, David Beckham. Brilliant. Hayden, shout out to you. So we got Dustin Rhodes looking to lock up with Bryan Danielson. People saying Blue Dust in the Fight TV app. Nice hip toss there by Bryan Daniel. Bryan Daniel, what the hell? Bryan Danielson? In my head now, because of you lot saying that, I've got Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, Bryan Daniel, all mixing around in my head. I'm just going to call him the American Dragon. He can be the American Dragon, can't he? It's the American Dragon versus the Blue Boomer. Reckless Ghost says, what a match so far. Very fast-paced. The American Dragon hooking up with the Blue Boomer. Grabs his leg. Do you think they'll now use Bobby to just have youngsters get over? Don't know, dude. I don't know. I think he's still got a good size to him. I think Vince probably will still want to use him for high-profile matches. Don't know if he'll use him just as a bit of a gatekeeper, or if they will look to try and get that title back on him in a year's time. It's hard to know what Vince is thinking, isn't it? I don't even think Vince knows what he's thinking. Good work by Bryan Danielson. He's got Dustin Rhodes' legs locked up. Pulling back on the ankle there. He's got Dustin Rhodes down and bow and arrow. It's right in the corner, but Dustin Rhodes has been able to grab that rope. Dustin Rhodes tells Bryan Danielson to get back. Dustin Rhodes getting up to his feet. It'll never happen, but let's be honest, it'll be great to see Dustin Rhodes as a world champion, said Reckless Ghost. Yeah, I did hear about that, yeah, Daniel. Big uppercut coming in by the American Dragon. Dragon Bryanson, said Esteban. Are you going for watch Bound for Glory? Nah, I don't really have an interest in Bound for Glory. If it was something that I really wanted to watch, then who knows? I might be reckless enough to do it, but to be honest, I'm not that bothered by it. I don't watch Impact. I'm sure it'd be a good show for those that watch Impact, but it doesn't do anything for me. I am a lot more excited for the football tomorrow. Man United Liverpool is going to be epic. So, yeah, I'm more excited for that. I don't even know if the Iconics are on the show. If they are, I hope they win. Hope Billie Kay wins. I wish they'd have done more with her resume thing. I wish they'd have done more with that. The resume thing was awesome. Crowd clapping away as Bryan Danielson. Nice drop kick. Takes Dustin Rhodes' leg away from underneath him, and he goes crashing down. Bryan Danielson back up on his feet. I love his ring attire. I love that burgundy colour because it reminds me of, like, you know, that time, like when he was at WrestleMania 30, and I don't think he ever should have moved away from that. I don't remember him wrestling in that kind of burgundy colour when he came back. Dustin Rhodes on his feet. Around the back. Nice German. Have you seen the Iconics music video? No. Is it good? Who do you have in the finals? Do you know what? I can't even remember the thing. I did have it. I've got the AEW thing up here. I should have the bracket. The bracket is. The bracket is. Have I got a window capture here? Have I got a window capture? I think so. Well, that doesn't work, does it? Let's see if I can. Yeah. God, it always makes these windows so big. Let me take it down. It's still really big. It's still too big. Take it down again. Right, there we go. Okay, in this one, Thunder Rosa is going to get through. Jade Cargill will get through. Shida will get through. And Soho will get through. Shida against Soho. Soho. Rosa against Cargill. Cargill. Soho against Cargill. Cargill. Jade Cargill wins. That's a fact, by the way. That is not a prediction. That is a spoiler. Big superplex. And I don't know where the other... Where's the other tournament? Jade Cargill is winning that one. And this one... I can't see this. Orange Cassidy's through to face Moxley. Bryan Danielson will face Archer. It'll be Danielson, Moxley, and I'll go Danielson. Danielson wins. So watch him lose now. He'll lose here, and I'll be wrong in the very first match. Nice power slam by Dustin Rhodes. Plants Bryan Danielson down. 2. Kick out. Kick out by Bryan Danielson. Bryanson Daniel. Dave's thoughts on the numerous reports from Fightful and Ringside News reporting that AEW Impact crossover is ending. Well, just surprising. We've spoke about it, and I don't know where it's come from. I don't know why it's not worked. I don't know why there wasn't an invasion. I don't know who's upset. I don't know. I wasn't expecting it to end. I actually thought it was going to, at some point, go to another level. So for it to wrap up now, I think is surprising. And I think that will be disappointing to quite a few fans who I think, like me, was expecting it to... kick on. I think a lot of people were talking, there's been a lot of talk about the Forbidden Door being open, and I think the Impact AEW relationship was one that excited a few people. So, yeah, disappointing if that door is closing, but it can always be reopened. Even if it closes now, it's never closed for good. Kicks coming in by the American Dragon. You said you was a huge fan of Billie Kay. You should watch Bound for Glory just for her. She's not Billie Kay anymore. I don't know what she is now. I don't recognize her anymore. Shoulder up by Bryan Danielson. In the middle of the ring, Bryan Danielson is trying to get a submission hold applied here. The plan is for Mox and Bryan to be in the final. Mox will be facing faces the whole tournament. He's going to be a heel going into the Bryan match. You can't deny the fact Bobby wearing the title looked legit and $1 million. Do you think he looks better than Roman? No. Roman is the man. How dare you disrespect your tribal chief, Febin? I thought you was better than that, Febin. You've upset your tribal chief. I love that AEW are using numerals when announcing rematches. Gives it a big fight feel. That's a good point, Esteban. Malachi, Cody, 3. Yeah, I agree. Dustin getting up to his feet because the strike's coming in. Big strikes coming back by Dustin Rhodes. Uppercut coming in by Bryan. Kick to the midsection. Drops down and misses the shot. Backslide by... backslide by Bryan Danielson. Lovely step up into Guri. Good work by Bryan Danielson. Is that a bruise? No, it must be the blue paint. Looks like he's got a nasty bruise here on his shoulder, but I think it's just the blue paint. Stomping away on the head of Dustin Rhodes. I'm nervous about Man U tomorrow. Not as nervous as Ollie. I'm not nervous. I'm not nervous. What'll be, will be. Do you know what I mean? Got Bruno. We've got Ronaldo. Got some good players, man. Big clothesline by Dustin Rhodes. Pile driver by Dustin Rhodes. 1, 2. Shoulder up. Dustin Rhodes can't believe it. It's good. Good match, this. Really good. What if in the rematch tonight, Malachi is about to win, but out comes armed Anderson, and he shoots Malachi in the head? Is that good booking? No, that's horrific. I mean, it's all well and good him, like, doing the hand gesture. But, you know. I wouldn't even do that right now, to be honest. What with the Alec Baldwin thing. I mean, that's all in the news, isn't it? Haven't heard the latest on that, actually. I have no idea how a prop gun can actually kill someone. Apparently, it has. I know it has with, I think it was The Crow. But I've got no idea how in 2021 this happens. There was someone saying that they were working on a film. Dustin Rhodes has been choked out, and Bryan, the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson, Bryan Dragonson, has won. Yeah, there was someone was saying that they were working on a film and they had to sign out the plastic gun that they were using. I've got Orange Cassidy versus Bryan Danielson in the finals. Danielson wins the tournament, said Reckless Ghost. Febin said, I believe Bryan's reign as the planet's champion had huge potential with so much more to give and explore, but it got ended prematurely for Kofi Mania. Yeah, I think you could have done more. You could have done more, definitely. You could have done more. But I think Kofi Mania was such a special moment, you had to go with it, didn't you? Could you have revisited the Daniel Bryan thing at that point? Maybe. But yeah, I'd agree with that. I think there was more that you could have done. It's a bit weird, though, isn't it? That him saving the planet and looking out for the planet and all of that was the heel thing. Like, you know what I mean? That must mean that Greta is like the end boss. We've got Kenny with the AEW Championship. You can't sleep at night because you're afraid of failure. Omega said, if people knew you the way that I knew you. okay. That promo was all right. Do you think AEW needs a male mid-card title? Well, it's got loads in it. It's got the TNT title. It's got the FTW title. That's it. In my head, there was a third one. Why did I think there was a third one? Perhaps I'm thinking of, like, the Impact title. Maybe I've got that as a mid-card belt. I don't know. I really feel like there was another one, but I must be forgetting it. Or perhaps there wasn't. So, yeah, they've got one. That's what the TNT title is, really. Jensen, shout out to you, bud. Hope you are well. Erase Your Mind said, Wyndham, Halloween. Night to you, Edward. If someone said you had to watch golf for the rest of your life, what would you say? Why have I got to do that? That's what I would say. Why have I got to do that? Austin, you're very quiet. Has someone bullied you? Please respond. What would be your reaction and opinion if Hit Row end up being so over that Top Dollar dethrones Roman? I actually think they'll get over. I actually think Hit Row will get over because what I see as cringe, other people won't see as cringe. Do you know what I mean? I mean, there's quite a few things about wrestling that I don't like that people think is fine. So, or it doesn't bother me what other people think. I don't like, you know, I ain't got any issue with Top Dollar. I actually think Top Dollar against Roman would be fine. And actually, Top Dollar coming out on his own might be fine. I ain't got a problem with that. It's when they do the money, and the posing in the corner. It's just when they're together, and they just are cringe together. But actually on their own, if B-Fab was to come out and have a match on her own, she'd probably be brilliant. I mean, like, I ain't got a problem with her matches. I ain't got a problem with her. Same with, like, Top Dollar, I say a Swerve. I ain't got a problem with any of them. But it's just when they come together collectively and they're doing the money, and all this kind of stuff. Just stop. Just stop. So, like, kids are going to look that. Kids will probably enjoy it. So, Hit Row will win the tag title soon, said Sean Reset. What are your thoughts on Swerve not leading Hit Row? I think it's right. I think Top Dollar against Roman makes sense. You look at that and you go, yeah, I can see that. That's a good match. And you know, you could do Swerve and I mean, imagine Swerve and Ashanti the Adonis against, like, the Usos, against the Street Profits, and against those kinds of teams. I don't know where the Profits are, actually. I think they're on Raw. But Usos are obviously around. Surely that's a match we get. That would be great. Maybe when we get, like, we're sure to get Bloodline against Hit Row. I mean, they must be on a collision course. They must be. So, yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if Hit Row do win the tag titles. Wouldn't be surprised if we see B-Fab going after the women's and they really do use them. And you know what it's like? WWE just shoves stuff down your face so much, so often, that they just end up getting over because you can't escape it anyway. So I expect Hit Row to get over. Thoughts if this time next year the whole bloodline is dethroned and Hit Row holds all the titles? I wouldn't expect that. I don't know that I would expect that. But then saying that, I don't know who's going to beat Roman. I could see the tag titles changing hands to Hit Row, definitely. The Roman one, I can't see Top Dollar winning that. I can't see Top Dollar doing that. Top Dollar is better than the Young Bucks. Did you hear that Charlotte was told to leave? Get out. You're fired. No, dude. I've been told little things throughout the day, but I mean, I haven't been able to, like, read wrestling news today. Adam, shout out to you. We are half an hour in. We're almost a quarter of the way through. Do you think you'll hit 100 million views by the end of 2021? I don't know what it is right now. I think last time I looked, it was on 93. So, no, would be the answer. No. If it is on 93, we ain't getting 3.5 million in each of the months. So, no. But in all fairness, that's not a target that I've set anyway. So, in fairness, I haven't set any target. I would like to get to 250 before the end of the year because I feel like that's achievable. We're not far away on this channel from getting to 245. So that would mean that we need 5,000 subs in 2 months, which is easier said than done. Especially considering, well, we've got Survivor Series, but there is no pay-per-view in December. So, don't know. We'll have to see. But if it doesn't happen, who cares? Do you know what I mean? It's not for the want of trying. Right, Sting is in the ring. Where is Darby Allin? We have not seen him in a few weeks. Here's Mjuf making his way out. MJF Snowhead. What did you think of Logan Mike Tyson announcement? Has it been announced? I heard that it was a rumor, but I didn't hear of an announcement. If it's happening, brilliant. I just hope that knockouts are allowed. But I thought that Tyson was in with the Pauls. I thought he liked them. So, is this some horrible setup thing? Is this just some horrible thing where they've got a secret arrangement where Mike Tyson, will win? It'll be like what happened with Mayweather. Tyson will win, but just don't do any damage. Is it going to be that? If it's like Mike Tyson Unleashed, I'd definitely want to see that. Darby Allin is not coming back, guys. According to MJF, that is it. Darby Allin is done. He's not coming back. Shut the F up is being chanted. STFU chants. William, shout out to you. I didn't know you were still around, William. Shout out to you. Fat boy, I've got the microphone. There's a guy that's shouting at MJF. He responds with, Fat boy, I've got the microphone. Darby Allin has wound up in the same spot as your old pal, Lex Luger. In a wheelchair. Sting unloading. Pinnacle are making their way down. He goes quite far, doesn't he, MJF? Goes quite far with what he says. I wonder if they got permission from Lex Luger to say that. I would think so. Sean, I didn't even recognize Sean Spears then. Sean Spears with a chair unloading on Sting. MJF in the ring, big smile on his face. Weren't they teasing a Wardlow MJF split? I'm surprised that hasn't happened yet. A-hole chance. Been here since the start. I've just been lurking, says William. Princess Lady said, who won the first match? It was Bryan Danielson. Have I broken you mentally, Darby Allin? Look at him. Look at him. Look at him, Darby. He's got the whole Sting in his hands. He's got the whole Sting in his hands. Darby chants from the AEW fans. If you come back, this is your future. You will always be second best to me. I am the past, the present, and the future, says MJF. Thoughts on Sasha in the HB and she and Bobby being the power... Oh, what, in the Hurt bit? I have no idea what the HB was. Being a power couple with the titles. It wouldn't work for me because I know that she's married. So, unless it's like a business arrangement. MJF with big strike and Sting goes down. He's got the whole hive in his hands. This has been a great show so far, says Brony. Zach, shout out to you, dude. MJF is trying to drop a pipe bomb, says Esteban. Eli Baker, hope you well, buds. Up next, we got Penelope Ford against Ruby Soho. MJF is the best heel. MJF is great, says Giancarlo. Have you seen the first UFC card for... I did, man. Ngannou versus Cyril Gane. Sign me up, baby. Sign me up, baby cakes. I can't remember the rest of the fights. I just remember seeing Ngannou versus Cyril Gane and going, ah. So, yeah, I'm excited for that. It looked good. I remember seeing it, and I remember it looking really, really good, the rest of the card. But I can't remember what else is on it. Xavier Woods should be the one to take the title off Roman. What do you think? No. I wouldn't buy it. Xavier Woods is the Marty Jannetty of the New Day. Even though he won King of the Ring, I still don't see him as the same level as Big E and Kofi. So, maybe Big E could be the one. I don't think Kofi's tried and failed. Yeah, Roman won't do it, so. Has Kofi tried and failed? No, I've said that. I'm thinking, have I got him confused with Bobby? Either way, I don't see Kofi being able to beat Roman, so. Garner and Ngannou are going to be very friendly with each other. Bill said, who is your favourite Beatle? That is such a great question. For me, it's either Lennon or McCarthy. I know that George Harrison was really cool, and he did write My Sweet Lord. Is it All Things Will Pass? But outside of that, well, he did write While My Guitar Gently Weeps. He did write some really good songs, but Lennon and McCartney are just, they were the powerhouses behind the Beatles, and I think they had the more successful solo careers. That's not easy at 1:30 in the morning. Successful solo careers. I'd probably go with Lennon. Because I found his solo work to be more intriguing and interesting, and you never quite knew what you was going to get. There might be some amazing pop song in there, but then there might be some real thought-provoking kind of a track. I don't feel like you necessarily got that. I feel like McCarthy just wrote a load of hits, obviously with Wings, Band on the Run, his solo stuff. But I feel like the quality was maybe with Lennon more. Lennon was like out there more, and I'm into that. But you can't take away from the fact that McCartney wrote Yesterday. I think he might have written Hey Jude, and The Long and Winding Road. Some of my all-time favourite Beatles songs are McCartney songs. So it's really difficult. But for me, it comes down to Lennon or McCarthy. I think I'd go with Lennon. We are back from a commercial break. Britt Baker. DMD, Britt Baker backstage with Tony. She's not as fun as she used to be. Do you remember when they were doing like really fun stuff with Britt Baker? So we've got Penelope Ford taking on Ruby Soho next, I believe. Who do you think ends Roman's reign? Do you know what, mate? I really don't know. I'm going to be straight up honest. I don't know, because the people I would have had done it haven't done it. I thought that Big E might be the one, and he wasn't. Then I thought they might give it to Finn Balor, and they didn't. And now I'm looking at how the draft has gone, and I just don't see anyone there that I think's good enough. So I don't know what the plan is. They might give it to Drew, but that's not who I want it to be. But they really could give it to Drew. In all fairness, if Drew was the one, he's a couple of time champion. It would give him a nice push. It would help legitimize him more. So I could see an argument for it. Here's Ruby Soho. I don't want Roman's reign to end. He is amazing, says Let Him In. Tony Nese appearing in the crowd tonight makes me think Tony Khan really can't help himself. Were there not reports of WWE thinking Tony will keep spending? Yep. But that's on Tony. Tony knows what his budget is. Right, Ruby has made her way down. And Penelope Ford throws her jacket at Ruby, and Ruby goes down. Kicks coming in by Penelope Ford. Do you see Edge getting one more last title reign? I'm not sure. He might do. But I don't think it's a priority. I don't think it's needed. I think there would be a good chunk of people out there that would like to see it. Strikes coming in by Penelope Ford. It's going to be Cesaro. He was styling and profiling on SmackDown, says Rye. I can see the final being Thunder Rosa versus Ruby Soho. Penelope Ford's doing a cartwheel into a spear. going against the ropes, trying to deliver a haluva. Big boot to Ruby Soho, but Ruby Soho moves out the way. Strike to the back of the head there by Ruby Soho. Ruby Soho against the ropes. Against the ropes goes Penelope Ford. Kick to the midsection. Nice kick to the side of the head there by Ruby Soho. Kick out. So Ruby in control right now. I do like Ruby Soho. Into the corner goes Penelope Ford. Ruby Soho gets put on the outside of the ring. In between the ropes. Nice kick by Ruby. They're on the edge of the ring right now. Big right hand by Penelope Ford. Here's the bunny. The bunny has come down. She's trying to swipe at the legs of Ruby Soho. Nice forearm strike there by Penelope Ford. Days wants to hold Linda in his hands. Legend Killer says, come on, Ruby Soho. What are you snacking on? I'm just eating banana, mate. Just munching on a banana. Bunny is a bigger star than Brock and Roman. Do you agree? How could I disagree? Be impossible to disagree. When you look at merch sales, and you look at the views that she attracts, it's impossible to disagree. Boring, Ruby, says Mark. Alex said, I guess Drew will be next for the Roman's title. Isn't it ironic that Drew beat Lesnar at Mania, something that Roman couldn't do at Mania? Perhaps a triple threat at the Royal Rumble, question mark. Maybe. Be interesting to see what they do. I would think that they're probably going to just try and do a straight one-on-one, to be honest. Because I don't think they're going to want to make Brock look weak. So, I don't know. Out the ring goes Ruby. Bunny stomping away on Ruby. There was a report that WWE wants to make Roman the greatest world champion of all time, so there is a chance he might keep the title till Mania or SummerSlam. Thoughts? You could make an argument if he's going to be the greatest world champion of all time, he's going to need to hold that belt for 12 years. So I wish him the very best of luck with that. They might be able to make him the greatest Universal champion of all time. Penelope Ford rolling into the corner, flipping around. Ruby I don't even know what that move is. What was that move? She just grabbed her by the head and kind of put her into the corner. She throws Ford across the ring. Britt Baker really knows how to make the DMD chant feel nauseating because she does it too much, says Primo. Roman should hold on to the title for 2 years. Have him lose it at SummerSlam, not WrestleMania. Big chops coming in by Ruby Soho. She throws Ruby across the ring. Knee strike coming in by Ruby Soho. Kick Step up Enziguri. Penelope Ford goes down. Ruby Soho is feeling this. Against ropes goes Ruby Soho. Straight to the back of the hedge. Going to roll her over. 1, 2. Shoulder up by Penelope Ford. There are rumours that the other main event card for UFC 270... Oh, no, you're right. You are right. That was announced. Cannonier Brunson, Greg Hardy versus Alexander Olenek. Yeah, Brandon Moreno versus Davison Figueiredo 3. The previous 2 fights have been amazing. The first one in particular. I think that was like fight of the year last year. Or, well, it wasn't mine, but it was some people's. It was in the conversation. Lovely cutter by Penelope Ford. Shoulder up by Soho. But yeah, Figueiredo versus Moreno. That was the, I think that was about a year ago, wasn't it? Sure, that was in about December time. And they got that amazing draw. And then they faced each other this year, and Moreno won the title. And now they face each other for a third time. No one's arguing with seeing that for a third time. The only thing is, it was pretty one-sided, I think, the second time. I think Brandon Moreno pretty much destroyed Figueiredo. So it'd be interesting to see what Figueiredo changes. But in regards to the main event, I've had people ask me, who do you think wins out of Ngannou and Gane? I think it's a really great fight. I would be leaning on Ngannou to shoulder up by Soho. Would Deonna Purrazzo versus Mickie James be a dream match for you? No. I have never dreamed of that match or even thought of that match. But I don't watch Impact, so it might be something that gets teased. I have no idea. Ruby has managed to get the pin and the win. Ruby seems to win every match by roll-up, says David. Do you think Gable Steveson could end Roman's reign? Have to wait a long time, wouldn't you? Apparently he's going to make his debut at WrestleMania. And I don't think that's going to be against Roman. So unless Roman's going to keep the title until WrestleMania 39, but I think we're doing Rock Roman then. Red Velvet came down. Anthony Green against Bobby Fish is coming up next. Yeah, I can't see them getting the title onto Gable Steveson anytime soon. Plus, he's on Raw anyway. The roll-up isn't Ruby's finisher. It feels like it is now. Do you think Naomi will join the Bloodline? I hope so. I don't care for the comment that Xavier is the Marty Jannetty of the New Day. That is implying that Jannetty was untalented, when in fact Jannetty was his own worst enemy. That is true. That is true. I wonder what he would have been like if he had... wonder what it would be like if he didn't have those demons. I mean, we did get glimpses, didn't we? Would he have been as good as Shawn as a solo star? I completely agree with you. I think you're right. He was his own worst enemy. Shawn Spears is going to keep Wardlow accountable. Accountability or something. What? Don't know. Oh, I think that's just designed to upset Wardlow, isn't it? I think we're going back to Wardlow and this turn. What did he say? Accountability buddy. You've got an accountability buddy. I do like that. It's a pretty good word. Accountability buddy. Kind of felt like if Bayley had become an accountant, she would go around calling people her accountability buddies when she was a face. It's from South Park. What, accountability buddy? Never heard of it. But then I don't really watch South Park. I would. But I just never seem to watch it when it's on. Accountability buddy. It's kind of fun to say. JP Fawn said, I don't think Marty would have been as good as Shawn, but he would have had more of a legacy for sure. Accountability buddy. Yeah, it is fun. Right now, there's a load of people at home going, accountability buddy. Accountability buddy. How come no one asks me what I'm watching? Because we're scared of the answers, William. That's why no one asks you. I can't wait for Wardlow to beat the living out of MJF. Wardlow confronted him before that, mentioning that last week MJF threw him into Sting and left him to get beaten up, says Daniel. Shawn was the standout at the Rockers, but Marty could have done more. Accountability. J14 wants to know, William, are you watching AEW, William? Please respond. Would you book Rock Roman as a non-title match or have Roman beat Rock? I'd have Roman beat Rock. Defo. There's no need to have The Rock win. Not in 2022 or whatever. Maybe 2023. He's just a boomer Hollywood star at this point. That's like the most popular man on the planet. So, yeah, I'd definitely have Roman win. Too early to split up the Pinnacle. They've barely done anything except for feuding with Jericho and company, says David. That's interesting. Tony Nese will set the AEW... Hang on. Tony Nese will set the AEW roster on fire with his good looks. Do you agree? No. He's got a good physique. Has he got a better physique than it? He's got a better physique than Miro. Don't know. I can't say that I personally find him an exceptionally attractive man. But then, I don't know that I'm the best judge of that. Maybe there's some people out there that could tell us if he is exceptionally attractive. Here is Bobby Fish. Bobby Fish is 1 and 2 in AEW. We are getting towards the halftime scores. Bobby Fish versus Anthony Green. Anthony Green. Is that how you spell it? Who cares? We'll have a look when he comes. Oh, he's in the ring already. It looks like, why don't they just make him Jungle Boy's older brother? It would strike me that that would be a good use, because in the face he looks like Jungle Boy's older brother. Even the new character change for Cross, WWE hasn't thought about Scarlett. If they want to use her as a solo star, then the draft was perfect. The NXT mystery star seems to be Dakota. I believe it to be Dakota, yeah. Who knows what's happening with Scarlett? There could be stuff going on that we don't know about. I wouldn't worry about it yet. I mean, if she's just sat at home going, why is no one calling me? Then that would be different, but There could be an injury we don't know about. It might be that she's doing some training. It might be that they're doing a gimmick thing and they're trying to sort a load of stuff. Don't know. Don't know what's happening. But if she is just sat at home going, like, by the phone, just waiting like this, then yes, they should be doing something with her. What are WWE doing with the women's titles? They need to just get rid of them. Yeah. The only thing I would say is that the crowd did chant for them, and I think they did. Did they trend? I seem to remember, like, signs in the crowd saying we need women's tag belts. So then WWE gave them to us, and now everyone's going, we don't need them now. I don't know if you don't just... Perhaps they just have to be booked better. Perhaps they're fine, but they just need to be booked better. They need to actually feel like they matter, and there needs to be, like, a women's division. Anthony Green hurled against the ropes. Bobby Fish goes for a kick to the head and Green goes down. 1, 2, 3. And that's it. Fish has won. I don't care about Bobby Fish in AEW. Yeah. This guy could be booked as a Seidel brother who got the short end of the athleticism genetics. This might be a stretch, but in the commercial for Halloween Havoc, it briefly shows an eclipse. And who used the eclipse? Ember Moon. Oh, well, she could absolutely be on the show. She could absolutely be on the show. I'm not expecting her to be that mystery person just because of the voice thing. But, she could be on it. Bobby Fish was about to walk away, but he's actually stepped back into the ring. Is not done. Takes the legs away from underneath Anthony Green. Will Heyman be hung inside a shark cage during the Roman Lesnar feuds? Well, Lesnar's... We don't know what's happening with that. I mean, Lesnar might... He's been suspended from SmackDown, so we don't know that there is a feud. I need some more Mandy Rose. Big strikes raining down from Bobby Fish. He's got a hold of Anthony Green's face. Look at this. Sleeper hold applied. CM Punk. Not bad, is it? CM Punk coming down. CM Punk against Bobby Fish. So CM Punk has come down and he's chased Bobby Fish off of Anthony Green. Showing off the guns, Bobby Fish. I came to see the best in the world. Jim, shout out to you. Anthony Green being helped up to his feet. So, I can't see, what does he say? Rufus Sport Mixed Martial Arts. Do you think they used Dakota in the promo to swerve fans and they might be revealing Scarlett instead? She definitely is perfect for the new NXT. Didn't think about that. It's a good shout. That would be clever if that's what they've done. But then my question would be, where's Dakota? Do you know what I mean? If they do that, that's clever. Because that actually shows that they know what's happening out there in the world. They know that, like, people are, you know, decoding it and whatever. So I'd be impressed if they did that. I want to see Bobby Fish throw a kick at a fan again. Right, well, Bobby Fish has gone and CM Punk is walking up the entrance ramp. We are into the final hour. We're backstage with Lio Rush. I like Lio Rush. I do like him. Talking about Sidedown. I think Hobbs should have beaten CM Punk. I think there was an argument for it as well. Unless you're trying to do, like, a big thing about who will be the one that gets to do it. Does Lio Rush's voice sound different than when he was in WWE? Not from what I heard. Okay, on his way out, we have got Lance Archer. Right, as we said, we're into the final hour. We've got... oh, hello, he's being attacked here. Lance Archer versus Eddie Kingston. Kingston and Archer. Bill, shout out to you. I wonder when we'll get Punk's first Dynamite match, says Hasib. I don't know. Well, it seems like we're definitely getting... seems like we're definitely getting him against Bobby Fish. Lance Archer just picked up a fan. And imagine if he got the wrong person. Imagine if that was a real fan. But he was under the impression it was a plant. I think we'll see new Grimes this Tuesday. Seems like he'll have a new look and maybe turn into a Garza-like character. Really? Don't know if I want that. Be interesting to see what Vince wants to do with him, actually. If Vince doesn't want to do the $1 Million Man thing, then it's better that he gets a gimmick now that he can, you know, take up to the main roster and it won't get changed and messed around with. Because it must be so, I mean, it must be hard enough going to the main roster anyway. But imagine going to the main roster and not only do you go to the main roster, but they change a load of stuff about you. Archer charging over, back elbow, and Kingston goes down. So Archer in control. Archer against Danielson would be very intriguing, says David. Daniel said last week Fish was throwing high kicks at fans on the outside during the Bryan match. I tell you, honestly, I'd be thinking it's not worth going. I'm in danger of being attacked. Archer's got Kingston up. Kingston battling away, trying to get down. Got a bit of a dragon sleeper there, Eddie Kingston. Kingston on his feet. And Arch going down to one knee. As soon as we get to the next commercial break, we'll do the halftime scores because we haven't done them yet. Strikes coming into the side of the head by Eddie Kingston. Against the ropes. Clothesline to the back of the head by Archer. Here we go. Taking a short break. Picture in picture. Do your halftime scores. Half-time scores. Lance Archer's just staring down the camera. Still to come, Malachi Black against Cody Rhodes 3. With Armed Anderson. 8 out of 10 said Lone Star Friend. Half-time scores. What are your half-time scores? 7 says Brony. David says 8. Shaquem says 3. Lee says 7. Boomers TV says 6.10. Sonny said, I wasn't here out of 10. James Chadwick says 7. Wright said 7.25. Rashawn says 6.75. J Emo says 2. J14 says 7.25. Doppelganger 399 says 6. Vishnu with a 6. Bill said root beer beats Dr. Pepper. Brony says 7. Brad G says 6.5. Let him in says 7. Hayden says 7.25. JP said, why is Dynamite not on Wednesday? It moves back to Wednesday this Wednesday. Bonkers says 4.6. Brony says 7. John said 6.23. Friendless stings out of 10. Yeah, he's only got one friend in the world and he's not around at the moment. Aww. J14 says 7.25. Dylan says 7. Mark says 69. Chris says 7. Austin says halftime score 7. Bunker says 4.6. JP Fawn says 5.5. Brony says 7. Oration Mind says 7.5. Legend Killer says 6.5. Austin says 7. Bunker says 4.6. Febin said, Days, did you forget? Did you? The last thing they showed was Grimes checking a dating site with that other dude and telling him, Grimes, you need a new look. I did forget. But I don't know what he's going to... I don't know what he'll come back as. I don't know. I didn't know. Is that like a... Is that... Are they going to do a big character change, or is that just going to be a one-off kind of little comedy thing? Where he now tries to get a date? I don't know. We'll see. 6.5 from Legend Killer. DWTD Peak says 5.25. I think that's all the scores. Or a lot of the scores. Robert says 8. Zoom Station said 6 MJFs. We are still underway with this. I think we are back now from the commercial break. Do you like orange soda? I do. No, I don't. But I do like Keenan and Kel. Big right hand by Kingston, and Lance Archer fires a right hand back. Who do you see being WWE's next big star after this current generation ends? Well, the easy answers are Bron Breakker, Haaland, Gable Steveson, Odyssey Jones. Like, those are the obvious answers. I don't know. To be honest, I don't know that there is a Roman Reigns. I mean, they are clearly quite high on Bron Breakker, but, you know, without upsetting people, I don't think he's got the looks. I really don't. I don't think he's a good-looking guy. Like, compared to Roman, that the girls are swooning over, you know, and I don't know that Bron Breakker has got that it factor. So, I don't know. I don't know. It's got a good size to him, but kind of think that Haaland could be like the next big heel. that could also be a bit of a cool kick-ass face. But have they got like a Roman? Is there a Roman coming through? Is there a Cena coming through? I mean, Gable Steveson, I think is maybe what we've got, and maybe they are going to go with Bron Breakker. I don't think Von Wagner is what we're looking for. Yeah, I can't think of anyone. Odyssey Jones, maybe it is Odyssey. Maybe Odyssey. I mean, Odyssey's a big guy, isn't he? He's a big guy. He's fun. They're just checking on Lance Archer. Montez. I don't know if Vince will think he's big enough. He might suffer a little bit from the fact he's a little bit small. 1, 2, 3. Was that a problem there? Because Lance got in the ring and Kingston just rolled him up. 1, 2, 3. That is clearly not how that was supposed to end. Well, yeah, I mean, Lance was injured. He gets back into the ring. Kingston just rolls him up. And actually, there are people that are attending to Lance Archer right now. I'm glad they stopped that match. They may not have planned that finish. No, I don't think they did, by the looks of it. Kingston against Bryan Danielson then. Yeah, I don't think that went the way it was meant to go. It might have been the winner that was meant to happen, but I don't think that was the way that it was meant to go. They needed to be an ending after Archer landed on his head during the moonsault. Montez has a military background, which Vince would love, says JP Form. Joaquin said Archer looks like he landed on his head. Yeah, it looks a bit nasty. I think Lance was supposed to win. Kingston Danielson is interesting, but Archer would have been more so, says David. Febin said, I think it did imply a character change, since the dude said to Grimes that is no use in simply having all this money, so let's start a new look. Peter said, Brock Lesnar suspended, clothing top, throwing it on the ground, pass on. Peter, shout out to you. That looked bad, said Prime Time. What was your favourite Nickelodeon show? Oh, that's a good question, man. Because I used to watch Nickelodeon. Like that was my channel of choice when I finished school. So as soon as I finished school and I got back home, I would tend to have a microwavable pizza. Those little ones that you can just put in a microwave. So I would have one of them as a little snack when I got back, and Nickelodeon would go straight on. And Nickelodeon in the 90s had, I think I want to say, Rugrats at 4 o'clock. Then I think it was Doug at 4:30. Then at 5, you might have gone to, like, Sister Sister. And then I think at 5:30, it might have been a Keenan and Kel. By the time you get into 6 o'clock, that actually starts to feel late then. Because that is when, I don't know, that's when, like, my mum was back by that point. And, like, we were probably changing it over to the proper channels by about 6 o'clock. And at that point, actually, I'm probably going out and playing football. So at that point, I was probably going out. So, I don't think I really tended to watch it much after 6. So those 4 shows stand out. Doug, Rugrats, Doug, Sister Sister, Keenan and Kel. There was also The Adventures of Pete and Pete. There was Clarissa Explains It All. There was Hey Arnold. So I used to watch that as well. Are Real Monsters. That was amazing. So yeah, I was into all of those kind of things. There might be the odd Cartoon Network show in there, because I would flick between those channels. Like, I remember Johnny Bravo. He was cool. So my favourite, I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. I did like Doug. I did like Doug and Hey Arnold. I don't know. That's a really good question. I don't know that I have one. We've got American Top Team. Rocket Power. Pete and Pete. Oh, I need the strongest man in the world. I'm Ernie. Strongest man in the world. He always made me laugh. I'm Ernie. Strongest man in the world. And do you know what? I don't think he was. I don't know, Rocket Power. It doesn't ring a bell. Probably, was that around in the 90s? Perhaps it didn't make it over here. Perhaps I'm going to have to try and find Rocket Power. Sabrina. Sabrina's a poor man's Clarissa. Come on. Power Rangers. How long has Dynamite got left? 40 minutes. Doug. Doug was ace. We got Dan Lambert in the ring. Did you watch Brain Surge? Is that a Saturday morning show? Is that a Saturday morning show? Brain Surge. No, I didn't. No. There's I'm sure there's like a, I might be getting it confused with something like Motor Mouth. Brain Surge and Motor Mouth. I did watch a Saturday morning show called Motor Mouth. That was around 1988 to 1992. Flip. I'm a boomer. I'm only 21. Yeah, it used to have like a life-size mousetrap game. That was cool. Had a life-size mousetrap game. Oh man, and do you know what? It's not worth it. I could start a whole conversation about shows, and there'll be a load of people that will be like, "Oh, we didn't get that." There was a lot of things that obviously was like for the UK kids. We always had like big Saturday morning shows that would be on from like 9. Well, I think they were on from like 7 till 10 every Saturday morning. They're like 3 hours on our main channels, and it always had interviews and shows within shows. You know, things like, let's go over to this week's episode of DuckTales, and so then you'd go off to that or something. Sammy's come out, by the way. Zap. Zap was amazing, yeah. That was great, Mark. That was great. Yes, Zap was awesome. That wasn't on, you're right, that was on ITV, was it? Dan Lambert said, I'm proud of you, little fella. Dan Lambert says, maybe this will put an end to all the backstage rumors I keep hearing about how you suck on the stick. What about Zoom Bomber food? I don't know what that is. I don't think we had that. What do you think Swerve personally feels about being replaced as leader by Top Dollar? Probably sad. It's probably very sad about it. Probably wants to be the leader. Right. Okay, so he's been challenged to a match. If he loses, he has to leave the Inner Circle and he has to lose his belt. We want Jungle Boy, says Lone Star Friend. What about Fresh Beat Band? No, it doesn't ring a bell. You have to remember, guys, I'm a boomer. Yeah? Whatever shows you were watching, go back another 20 years. And also jump over to the UK. Who was your favourite one to watch on Sat? Oh, I couldn't even remember them now. There was a girl that caused trouble. Can't remember her name. She had like pigtails. She, I remember her. Santana and Ortiz have come out. And Hager's come out. Going in the crowd. Brawl. Hey Arnold. Hey Arnold was great. These stipulations are overboard. Sammy, whatever his name is, will win, says JP Fawn. Double Dare was the best. Double Dare. Show is Did you watch The Legend of the Hit? I didn't know, but no. I am aware of it, though, because they actually re-released it on DVD, and people were losing their minds over it. And I remember looking into it, and it was on when I was watching, but I just don't remember seeing it. It might have been a show that was on at like 6 o'clock when I was going out playing football. Because as I said, I would be watching like 4 till 6. And it was always shows like Doug, Hey Arnold, Rugrats, Sister Sister, Pete and Pete, Keenan and Kel. It was all, like those shows that just kept like changing, obviously. But I don't remember ever seeing that. But there was every chance that it was on at like 6 o'clock. If ever I did stray into like 6 o'clock, it would be something like Are You Afraid of the Dark? I do remember watching that quite a few times, actually. But I don't remember ever getting into that Legend of the Hidden Temple, no. Was Mr. Bean a thing when you was kids? Yeah. Yeah, loved it. It was one of my favourite things. We got Moxley backstage. The Amanda Show. No, what era is that? Is that Nickelodeon? Nickelodeon. The Amanda Show. Ooh. In all fairness, you know, the first episode of that was in 1999, so it's like it's right at the end of the 90s. In fact, the first episode was the 16th of October, 1999. So it is 90s, only just. So it's a little bit after my time, but I reckon I would have watched it. Looks fine. All right, we're getting towards the final half an hour. I used to watch a lot of He-Man. Mr. Bean and Teletubbies, says Butterscotch. Big Time Baxter said, what are your thoughts on Bischoff saying on his podcast that the revenue WWE made from Crown Jewel is more than what Turner pays AEW all year? I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. But he might know. I mean, he's been on AEW. He seems to be speaking out against AEW at the moment, doesn't he? It's been quite a few times that he's been quite outspoken. Isn't it crazy how different Jon Moxley looks with and without hair? Boy Meets World. I think I definitely saw a few episodes of it, but it was not something that I was religiously watching. That one was in 93. Yeah, I definitely saw a few episodes of that. I don't know why, but it reminds me a little of Malcolm in the Middle. I'm not saying that the shows are the same or anything even close, but it was kind of like a show that I was American and I caught a few bits of it. And that was the kind of the same with Malcolm in the Middle. Do you know what I did watch that I think is maybe similar to that? Saved by the Bell. Now that's a great show. Saved by the Bell is great. I actually have it on DVD. You could get it on DVD. I've got a few of them on DVD. I've actually got Pete and Pete on DVD. I can see it right now. I've got Pete and Pete. I've got Clarissa. Don't know where that one is. I've got Hey Arnold, Our Real Monsters, Rocco's Modern Life. I've got them all on DVD. Doug. I actually bought Doug. You can buy all of Doug on DVD. Got that as well. I watched like season 1 of Doug again. This is like a few years ago. And it wasn't as good as I remembered. It's aged a little, which is understandable. But it was quite slow. I remember just loving it and watching it and think it's amazing. But sat down and watched it now with my adult boomer eyes. And it was... it's one of them, isn't it? In your mind, you build it up to be like this amazing thing. And then when you actually sit down and watch it, it was a little bit like slower than I remember. And not as much happened as what I remember. And I don't know. Saved by the Bell and 90210. Yeah, do you remember California Dreamin'? Which was kind of like Saved by the Bell, but it was like a cheaper knockoff, or I think. I'm guessing that was like a different channel's Saved by the Bell, but I remember that as well. That was good. California Dreamin' and Saved by the Bell, they were cool. 90210, I never watched. Never watched that. But I think I would have. I probably would have got into it again. I was running out playing football, so here's Hangman. We've got Dark Order backstage, and Hangman is here. What will the Bloodline do at day 1? Don't know, bud. Don't know. I think we've got a way to go there. Still got to get through Survivor Series, haven't we? Okay. Half an hour to go. When do we get... Oh, we've still got Jungle Boy Brandon Cutler. I'm waiting for this Malachi Cody one. Right, Jungle Boy. against Brandon Cutler. Guessing this is just going to be a bit of a... Well, I don't know if it'll be a squash, but... What happened to Lance Archer? Don't know. I mean, he fell on his head, and they ended up finishing up the match. But I don't know what the latest news is. I should imagine it's on. Twitter. I'm sure they'll put out an update. I watched Saved by the Bell until my dropped. Then it was too girly. Relationships and doing the right thing. Clothesline. Brandon Cutler goes out the ring. Against the ropes goes Jungle Boy. Suicide dive. Wow, he nearly really over-rotated there. He's pretty fired up here, Jungle Boy. What about the Backyardigans? Oh my God, are you just making these up? Let him in. The hell is the... I'll have a look. What the hell is the Backyardigan? Big back body drop. Backyardigan. No. That's like a... That's a super young kid show from 2004. No, never even heard of it. Erase Your Mind said, I love Cutler's sneaks. Oh, hello. That's it. Squash match done. Clifford the Big Red Dog. The Big Comfy Couch. The Bear in the Blue Big Blue House. The Bernstein Bears. Little Bear. Peep. Big Wide World. Timothy Goes to School. I think some of these are quite young, though, aren't they? Like, Bear in the Big Blue House is, like, when you're really young. I don't think I was really coming back from, like, school and watching these. I'm aware of them, though. So, well, not all of them, but some of them. Jungle Boy victorious. Thank you, thank you. He says, I'm feeling good. And I'm ready to go again. Jungle Boy wants one of the members of the Elite. Jungle Boy says, any one of you. Okay, Jungle Boy. Snare trap applied. He's going to try and force out one of the members of the Elite. Adam Cole. Jungle Boy, you are an embarrassment. How about you and me fight right here, right now? Nah, surely they're going to tease that for Wednesday. Big forearm strike. Adam Cole goes down. Double super kick by the Young Bucks. Young Bucks in the ring, and they super kick Jungle Boy. Jungle Boy outside is getting beaten up now. Young Bucks and Adam Cole working together. As always. Jungle Boy is down. The super click. They switch the tunnels. Knee strike. The last shot by Adam Cole. Jungle Boy down. No one talking about AEW. Let's just talk about it. I'd be down for seeing Jungle Boy Adam Cole. I don't know when they're going to book it. Still not done yet. Okay, they throw him down. Are they going to throw him off the stage in? It feels like they're... No. Yes, they are. Through a table. Off the stage. Nice spot. Where do you see the stock market headed? I don't do the stock market, so I couldn't comment. Where was Jungle Boy's friends? No one's got any friends. There's no friends anywhere. So, thrown through a couple of tables. Got just over 20 minutes to go. Poor Jungle Boy, says Hayden. Absolutely, Hayden. I think you said it very well there. I think you've said everything that needs to be said there. Poor Jungle Boy. On Wednesday, we got Dark Order taking on the Elite. And we've got Sammy Guevara taking on Ethan Page. TNT Championship on the line. I remember Captain Caveman. I remember that. Wacky Races. That used to be on TV quite a bit. We've got Shida and Serena Deeb. They're going to do battle again. That's on Wednesday. Dark Order's 10 takes on Jon Moxley. That's also on Wednesday. Bobby Fish takes on CM Punk in his Dynamite debut. That's on Wednesday. Eddie Kingston against Bryan Danielson. That is Rampage. The Sydal brothers take on Leo Rush and Dante Martin. And coming up next, the main event of the evening. Malachi Black takes on Cody Rhodes. Malachi Black versus Cody Rhodes. There we go. I went Roman numerals. And main events. It's not a bad way to close out the day, really, is it? In all fairness. I watched a ton of Thundercats. Thundercats. Don't even know if it goes like that. In my head, it does. Leo back. Can't wait to see that, says Michael. Bobby Fish versus CM Punk this Wednesday on Dynamite. What are your thoughts on the ridiculous names that the UK gives Storms? Storm Nigel, Storm Barbara. I have no idea. I have no idea what we call Storms. I have no idea. Is that more out there than... I don't know. Hurricane Katrina. I don't know why that comes to mind. I don't know. Do we call them like Storm Bar? I have no idea. I'd have to have a look and see what the recent storms were called. You nailed it. Thundercats was the best. Do you think there's a big ending after this match? Armed Anderson. Armed Anderson just gets into the ring and we all applaud. That's the big ending. That's the big ending I want. William said, did no one else like G.I. Joe? No, because it was girly and it was about relationships and we'd all grown up. AEW are overusing CM Punk. Will turn heel next month. Matt Office released the new Storm names, and some odd ones are in there. I'm afraid, Alex, I'm not sure I got the email from the Met Office regarding the latest Storm names. So that is information that I think is quite, I don't want to say exclusive to yourself, but I would say that only a minority of people have seen that. That hasn't reached me yet. I'll have to go on to I'll have to check my Met Office subscription to see if the Storm names have been sent through to me yet. Right, we're about to go back. 17 minutes left. 17 minutes to go. We're just seeing Miro. Lost his TNT title, hasn't he? What's this building towards? Is he targeting anyone, or is this just a promo? If you make me fight 100 times, I will snap 100 necks. It's a good promo. He's just looking at his hands. He's gone Bob Backlund. All right, Malachi making his way out. Didn't really go anywhere, that. I wish they would just... it's a little criticism, right? But I wish they would let those promos breathe. So, you know, you've got this epic promo, and he looks at his hands and he says something. And he's like, you know, the blood is on your hands. And he'll say something like that, right? And rather than just giving it that moment to just really sink in, and then end the promo, like as soon as he said, the blood is on your hands, it's gone, and that's it. And we go back to the show, and it's like, I just don't feel like they let it sit there long enough in that like moment, because he just delivered that line then, and you've got like this, but it cuts in like just as you're taking in what he's saying, you gone, that's it, we're moving on to something else. Kind of takes you out of that moment for a second. And I keep thinking that every time they do it. I'm watching one of their promos, and they're doing this like epic promo, and it's really, really good. And just as they deliver that knockout punch at the end of it, like the graphic cuts across, and it's like AEW. Just let it breathe for a second. Just give it that little bit of time. It's all right. You can give it a couple of seconds just to let it hang for a moment. I just think it really would just hit a little bit harder. So a little niggle, just a little niggle. But, good promo. Here's Malachi. Running out of time here. I suppose you don't need long for this, really. It's not really about time, is it? We don't need like a 30-minute classic. Has the eye thing been explained yet? I still have never had an explanation for the eye thing. Do you remember when he first came in, people were saying it was a bruise that was he was carrying over from WWE or something? Right, here we go. I don't even want to look for it. I just saw Russell Howard's video and needed some examples of storms for you. That's fair enough. That's fair enough, Alex. That is fair enough. Here is Cody. The American Nightmare. Here is Armed Anderson. Right, they're ready to go here. He hasn't taken his weight belt off. Normally he gives that to like a kid or someone, but perhaps this is what Armed was saying. Like, you've got to be more focused. Kick out by Malachi. Nice takedown. I like the energy here. I like James Bond. Everyone is done with Cody. He needs to be squashed here. Legend Killer, shout out to you. We made forts, and I had the bright idea to store cow pies in my fort to roll into balls and throw at attacking armies. What the flip are you on about? Arn is here. Arn is here. Malachi is looking for a heel hook. He's got the leg stomping on the side of the head here of Malachi. Cody taps and Arn kills him, says Doppelganger. Arn, Glock, Anderson. Cody sucks chance. Well, why do people hate Cody? I don't quite get it. Back elbow by Cody. Cody in the corner. Power slam. He's taken off the weight belt, throws it into the crowd. Cody grabbing the leg of... Ah, look at the kid. Ah, that's cool. The kid got it. That was cool. the kid's probably been knocked out by it as well. Like, Cody took the weight belt off and hurled it into the crowd. And then this guy held up this kid and everyone's like, yeah. I didn't notice, but the kid might have been like... with like a whip mark across his face where the belt just slapped him in. I got the belt. I got the belt, but I've lost my teeth. It's not the kind of thing that I would say is brilliant to throw into the crowd. It's not the same as, like, say, Bret Hart chucking out, like, glasses or, like, maybe some wristbands or some big, heavy leather belt with, like, a buckle on it. Figure 4 by Cody. Figure 4 applied in the ring. The whole Nightmare family is out there. Cody is hated because of his ego. And, of course, Brandy. Oh, yeah, I hate Brandy. Has he got an ego? He might have an ego. I don't know. I didn't like him beating a go-go. And I didn't like the whole go-go thing, actually. I have no problem with the British being made into heels. No issue at all. But the whole thing was weird. This promo was weird. All of that whole thing was weird. Trying to make out that we were at war, it was weird. I mean, we are, and never forget it. But it was still weird. Everyone hates Cody because he wins every match and he doesn't put over talent. I'm surprised he's lost twice to Malachi. I like the fact that he can't compete for the title. I give him props for that. But, yeah, I suppose that is right. He has beaten a lot of people. I didn't like the Agogo thing. We've got Malachi setting up a table. Table. Kick coming in by Malachi on the edge of the ring. Cody. Crossroads. Crossroads through the table. Cody did take... that didn't go very well. He's on his hands and knees. Oh, was you at commercial break? Normally, when you go to commercial, Excalibur just said, welcome back, we're back live. That was a hell of a spot to have happen during commercial. I appreciate that, though. Because it sucks normally when you go to commercial and the match just slows down. Into the ring post goes Cody. Oh my god, he's in the ring. Armed Anderson's in the ring! What's that? Get the Glock! And they're chanting, get the Glock! Get the Glock! Get the Glock! Get the Glock! Oh man, that promo got him so over. I mean, I think he was over anyway. But we've got bloods. Was the blood there before? I don't know if I believe this blood. I believe in the get the Glock chants. Get the Glock. Get the Glock. That's one of the best chants. Glock, 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 Glock. Come on, crowd, you can do this. Cody back on his feet. Malachi back on his feet. 5 minutes to go. Here is Andrade. Andrade's got a Glock. Andrade Ayatollah making his way down. Spinebuster by Armed Anderson. Oh. Malachi Black spits mist in the face of Armed Anderson. Here's Pac. Well, it's all happening here. Andrade was making his way down. Pac's dealing with him. Armed Anderson has been misted. Big strike by Cody. Big boot by Malachi. Forearm strike against the ropes. Springboard, moonsault. Cody, crossroads. Crossroad by Cody. 1, 2. Kick out by Malachi. Malachi kicks out the crossroads. On backwards is NRA. Oh, Esteban, brilliant. Jeremy said, this is crazy. Kicks coming in by Cody. He's got Malachi. Malachi on the edge of the ring. Big kick coming in by Malachi. Malachi going over. Malachi going up top. Looking for... double stomp. Double stomp by Malachi. Big boot against the ropes. Knee strike. German. Bridges. 1, 2. Kick out. Kick out by Cody. Good match. Malachi back in the corner. Black mass. But Cody is out and slumped over the ropes. Kicks out at Malachi. Cody falls out. Ooh, over the top. Cody hits his head off the edge of the ring. Moonsault. Cody. Suicide dive. Yeah, this is good, man. This is really good. Malachi being thrown back into the ring. Oh, I don't want Cody to win. Oh, lovely. Springboard cutter. Springboard stunner, actually. Crossroads. It looks like he's going to pick him up for another. No. Pedigree. I thought he was going to go for a pedigree. 1, 2, 3. Cody wins. Cody beats Malachi. That'll please people. Well, people are going to be thrilled with that. I didn't think Cody would lose again, says Austin. He thinks he's Triple H. He is not. He's got an overinflated sense of himself to not put over Black. Brony said Cody wins. Why? Get the Glock. Get the Glock. Get the Glock. Get the Glock. Love it. That's the greatest moment in wrestling. Get in your full time. So many boos. I think it's always great when a show ends with boos raining down. How do you rate the show? How do you rate the show? Let me know. How do you rate the show? 8 to 10. 7 to 7.75. 6 to 6.75. 5.75 or below. There we go. The poll is up. Uppity up. Get in your thoughts. Get in your votes. Let me know as we start to wind down the stream. Get the Glock on TV coming up. Mark my words. Erase Your Mind says Wyndham. Yeah. 5 days. I mean, I wonder if actually the AEW Impact lack of a relationship, if that is true, that they're not going to work together, I wonder if that surely means that Bray is definitely going to AEW. I think he might have gone to Impact if he could work with AEW as well. But if that relationship's breaking down, then I have to think that he's just going to go to AEW. This would have been perfect for Wyatt's debut, says BDB. 775. Make sure you vote as well. Feel free to put it in the chat, but make sure you vote as well. We'll stick around for a few more minutes to try and get. It'd be nice to get over 100, wouldn't it? Get the Glock t-shirt, says Brandon. Who needs the yes lock when we've got the Glock? The yes Glock. The yes Glock. Brilliant. 725. Black winning would have made it an 8. Great match, but bad booking, says David. Austin says 7. Legend Killer says 7. Brony says 7. Gregor says 7.5. You don't mind Cody beating Malachi. What are your thoughts? My thoughts are that I don't mind Cody. I don't hate him, I think, as much as other people. But I didn't like I didn't like when he beat Anthony Ogogo. I didn't like that feud. I didn't like his stupid promo that he did around that time. I didn't like the America, I'm going to stick up for America, you coming over here, you know what I mean, like making out the real war, all this. That was stupid. There might even have been some other examples whereby he's beaten people and I've thought, shouldn't have won that, the other person should have won it. So I do understand. This one, I think he should have put Malachi over. I think he should have. I think Malachi's a big deal. And now Malachi's just lost to Cody, and I don't even know what that means. Is it 2-1 Cody and that's it? He's won the trilogy. I don't know, yeah. And yeah, I agree. I can understand. But I do think, like, Cody's a very good wrestler. He has cut some excellent promos. There was a time where he was doing some of the best stuff on AEW. And I like that he's with Arn, and yeah, there's positives. And then there's Brandy, which is definitely not a positive. But she's all right. She just always wants to be in the spotlight. Do you know what I mean? It's not like she can just come down and like stand on the outside. She's always got to be a part of it, a big part of it, heavily involved. She just, like, finds a way of forcing herself into everything, so that's my only problem with her, really. But fair play, she wasn't involved here, was she? So, fair play to her for that. 121 votes is what we've had. Get in your final votes. It's stupid how Cody always has to win after putting someone over. Just put the guy over and move on. It's a good point. Alex said, would you rather be able to breathe fire or grow 1 centimetre when you sneeze, but shrink 1 centimetre when you fart? Would you be able to breathe fire but not have fire resistance? Can I turn the breathing fire on and off? Because that would be useful. Because if you breathe fire, would you burn the inside of your mouth? Don't know. I got too many questions. Joseph, I'm not, but no, I don't watch it. Right, let's have a look at this rating. Where are we? Let's end that there. I haven't actually seen what it's come through as. It is 7 to 775, 49%. 26% said 8 to 10. 15% said 6 to 6.75. And 8% said 5.75. I really enjoyed the first match. I enjoyed the last match. I wasn't really grabbed by anything in the middle, if I'm being completely truthful. So I would probably be like a 6.75. Might be a bit harsh, but I'd be about that. It's probably, to be perfectly truthful, because we've done 15 hours of streaming. So it's probably that. If this was just like out on its own on a Wednesday, I'd probably have felt it a lot more. But I really enjoyed the Bryan Danielson, Dustin Rhodes match. Thought that was really good. And that last match I thought was great. I love the get the Glock chants. I thought that was a lot of fun. But like the Ruby Soho match, that was all right. That was all right. Jungle Boy Squash. I'm trying to think what else we've seen. It can't be a good sign if I'm struggling to remember it. Oh my god. That's not good at all, is it? I didn't like the Dan Lambert. I wasn't feeling the Dan Lambert Sammy segment, to be honest. That missed for me. I'm sure we did get other things. I'm sure we definitely did get other things, but I can't recall them. So I'd probably be about 6.75 to 7. So, as I said, if this was a Wednesday and it was out on its own, I probably would have felt it a little bit more. Right. The opening and the main were very good. Malachi should have won, though. I agree with that. We saw Kingston win. Oh, yeah, but that finish was clearly, a problem, wasn't it? I hope he's all right. We'll have to see if there's an update on Lance Archer, because that is a bit of a concern, isn't it? Right, well, we're done, my friends. Have fun doing whatever you're doing. And hopefully I will see you at some point, maybe tomorrow. We are live over on Football Days for obviously a couple of games, including Manchester United versus Liverpool. I don't know quite what's on this channel, but there's actually a couple of things that I need to do. So there might be a video that just goes up tomorrow on this channel. Yeah, we got that, and then obviously we're back with Raw. Thankfully, Dynamite is back on Wednesdays, which works a lot better for me. So that's good. So we will have Dynamite on Wednesday. Yeah, plenty of stuff coming up. Have fun doing whatever you're doing, and thanks a lot for joining us today. Really appreciate the support. As we said, with the football channel as well. That's around about 15 hours of streaming today, which I really am not looking to repeat on a regular basis. But it was actually really fun. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. Yeah, have fun doing whatever you're doing. And hopefully I will see you again next time. Bye for now.